Hello, Nathan. Thank you in advance for giving us this opportunity to chat with you.
Hello. Yes, it's great to chat to you guys.
Yeah. Well, as I already told you before, this is the 15 years anniversary for the website Croft.
Right.
And this is my partner, Aitor.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
He is the new second webmaster of Croft. He joined recently.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start something very basic. What is your favorite Tomb Raider game?
My favourite Tomb Raider game, I think it has to be Tomb Raider 2. I remember I did really quite enjoy that because I spent a lot longer playing that game when we were developing it. And because we were developing on PC, I was playing it on PC, and I really liked the control mechanism, the mouse and the cursor keys. I kind of liked that. But also, with Tomb Raider 2, you could save it at any point, and that made the game a little bit easier. So I find it quite hard.
Yeah.
I have Tomb Raider 2 in my tablet.
Did you try the Tomb Raider 2 in the mobile?
Yeah, you can get it now, can't you?
Yeah, it's quite difficult to control.
Yeah. I haven't actually tried it myself, but yeah, it looks a bit difficult.
Yeah.
A little, yeah. Okay, let's go to the second question. What's the favorite music you compose and why? Do you have any other favorite music from different composers?
Okay, so I asked me what's the favorite piece of music I've written for Tomb Raider, or just anything?
For Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so that makes it a bit easier. It's still quite difficult. You know, I think I quite like Time to Run. Quite like that. So I like the violin parts and that. They're nice and quick, and it's got a lot of energy, that piece. So I do enjoy listening to that one. I think probably writing Venice was the most fun, just because it you know, that was a real challenge to come up with something that sounded like Vivaldi or Bach or whatever. You know, it was a challenge to sort of make it sound authentic. So yeah, I think that was probably my favorite to write. As far as other composers go, crikey.
It's all
you know, just so many of them. Gosh,
it's a hard question.
It's a really difficult question. I'm racking my brain. You know what? I'm going to say Vangelis, because it is Blade Runner is one of my most favourite films. I think it's a great movie, and I do love the soundtrack to that movie. I bought it separately to the film, and I've listened to it 1,000 times. So I'll say that, Vangelis.
And from the Tomb Raider games that you were not composed, do you have any favorite?
Yeah, I just said that, didn't I? That was Venice.
Venice.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I think, yeah, so to listen to, probably Time to Run, but to write, yeah, I think Venice.
Okay. Did you compose any track and you were not happy with the result and you have to redo it?
Yeah, I've done that lots and lots of times. Specifically with Tomb Raider, though, you know what, there wasn't really much time when I was working on those projects. and there wasn't really time to kind of get anything wrong and go back and fix it. There really wasn't that time. It was a case of write something, and however it turned out, I had to then try and find a use for it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it really happened with Tomb Raider, because everything I wrote just went in. There were some things that I wasn't too happy about in Tomb Raider 3 particularly, but it was mostly to do with the equipment I was using. These Roland JB1080s that I've got, they're good at some instruments and not so good at others, and the ones that they're not so good at is brass. And I remember in Tomb Raider 3 I did use quite a bit of brass, and I wasn't really happy about the overall mix that I got, the overall sound of the brass and that. I wasn't too happy with that, but I didn't really have an alternative at the time, so I just had to live with it. But I think if I was to rewrite those pieces, that would be the first thing I would fix, is the brass sections.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The fourth question, can you tell us something about when you got notified to prepare the soundtrack for the first Tomb Raider?
Yeah, I remember I'd just seen a couple of sketches, kicking around the office some weeks or months before, and then one day Toby Gard, the original designer, came into the studio and just said, right, we're going to make Tomb Raider, and sat down and started talking to me about his idea for the project, what his vision for it, and basically he was trying to sort of make this interactive movie. That's really what he was trying to do. That was his big vision. And so immediately I started thinking about film score to support the game, and we talked a lot about Lara, what her character was like, what she liked, what she didn't like, who her parents were, all that kind of thing. And from mostly from talking about Lara, we decided that English classical music would be a good thing to describe her. But for me, what I wanted to do was really bring something new to the games industry, something which I felt was missing. A lot of the games that I was playing at the time were just filled with bombastic battle music, or hard pumping dance rhythms for driving games, or really high energy music for sports games and stuff like this. There wasn't really much emotional content, and I thought, if gamers watch movies and they enjoy movies, then they will enjoy more emotional content in music and games. And so that's what I tried to do. I just tried to bring in some of Lara's true emotions, some bits of sadness, some loneliness, her sort of thought reflections about things, about people, that she'd lost along the way. So that was really where I was coming from. I just wanted to get some real feeling in there, so something to make people think.
Okay, did you inspire on something to create the soundtracks?
Was I inspired by something?
Yeah.
Yes, in lots of ways. Certainly I was inspired by the character of Lara Croft. That was kind of the first thing. The second thing was, the opportunity to, write, if you like, a film score soundtrack to a computer game. That was also a big sort of sort of energy drive or motivator, if you like. You know, it was a real challenge to do it. But as far as kind of musical content goes, I really just drew on the music that I'd listened to through my life, you know, and I think most composers do this. You know, when you're writing stuff, you sort of stumble across things and you think, hang on a minute, I've heard that before. And then you think about it and you think, oh yeah, that's that melody from, no, you know, stop, scrap it, let's start again. Yeah. So, you know, that can happen quite a bit. So you're always trying quite hard to sort of steer away from stuff that you've listened to. Or, you know, you use that to your advantage. So for instance, you know, with the Venice piece, you know, I spent 2 days just listening to Venetian Baroque music. So that it was filled my head, you know, with all this Vivaldi and stuff. So then when I started writing, all that was just kind of coming out. You're not necessarily, you know, copying people, but you're replicating a style, if you like. So, you know, it's like the textures of instruments, the kind of instruments that they use, the sort of speed, you know, what instruments carry the melody, what instruments do the accompaniment, this kind of thing. And when all that's in your head, that influences how you write.
Yeah, so, years later, the Venice piece is, I think, the best song. This the best piece because you and Rejection, you can see again in the dimension that piece. It's I think, I don't know the word, but remember that special game with that piece.
Right. Yeah, you know, I think it's special for a lot of people. A lot of people have sort of singled out Venice as their favourite track, which is great. You know, I like it as well. So, you know, it's nice. You know, when people comment on tunes that you've written, it's really brings a smile to my face.
Okay. Did you have any person accepting or rejecting your work before the final version?
So, excuse me, say that again?
Yeah. Did you have any person accepting or rejecting your work before the final version of Tomb Raider 1, 2, or 3?
Any? You mean somebody else accepting or rejecting my work? No. It was entirely up to me what I put in that game. And I would have my boss come down and listen to what I was doing. He always liked everything I wrote. He was, you know, he was good like that. You know, he enjoyed coming down to the studio and listening to what myself and Martin Iveson were writing. You know, he used to love coming down to the studios. But you know, he left the decision up to myself and Martin. You know, we were left to design our own music and decide what we felt was right for the game. He didn't get in the way of that. So it felt a very free environment. You know, it was good to work there.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about all these rumors about you being the composer about the Tomb Raider movie?
It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anything about it. You know, somebody said to me, "Oh, you know, I see you're going to be composing the music for the movie," and I'm like, "What?" So, you know, I had a look on IMDb, and my name is there, and it's still there. So I have actually been trying to get in touch with the director and the producer. I haven't managed to get through to them yet. I'm really just trying to find out, you know, did they actually mean to put my name there, or was that generated by a computer, or what? I don't know. I'm just looking for an explanation, really, as to why my name is listed. I'm really hopeful that they want me on the project, and they put my name there for a reason.
Right.
But we'll find out.
Well, they will start filming the movie
I think
very
that
soon.
the Venice piece in Rejection is the clue. I think.
I would love to do that. You know, it would be an amazing thing. I would really enjoy it.
Okay. What other projects you had after Tomb Raider 3? And any of them have relation with video games?
What projects did I do?
Yeah, you have after Tomb Raider 3.
Well, lots and lots of projects. I think I've done over 60 games now. And when I was at Core, I think I did about 15 or something. So there's probably, you know, another 45 games after Tomb Raider 3. Some of them I quite enjoyed. And apart from games, though, I was doing other projects. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I left Core Design, because I wanted to try other things. I didn't just want to write music for games. You know, I wanted to do TV and film and also, you know, some of my own sort of projects, musical projects. So I just started branching out and meeting, you know, different people. I was the music director for a live air show. I did that for a few years. So I was producing a live audio experience, if you like, for 9 hours solid. So it was like music, there was voices, there was sound effects and aircraft flying around, and a lot of the music was choreographed to how the aircraft were flying. So that was a really interesting project. I also did some work for the Spice Girls. I wrote the introduction music for their Christmas show in 1999. That was amazing. You know, that was all synchronized to a lighting display, lighting laser display. That was all triggered from the music. And I was invited to go to the show at Earls Court Stadium. There's 22,000 people there.
Wow.
And I had a front row seat, and the lights went down and my tune started playing, and 22,000 people started screaming and jumping out of their seats. And it was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
It was just phenomenal. That was probably the best sort of feel-good factor I've had in my career. That moment was just amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us something about the live concert in London? How this opportunity arrived and what kind of feelings you experienced when they accept your request?
Yeah, so I've been speaking to Eidos and Square Enix for a long time, about 18 years, about this project. Ever since I left Core, I've been trying to get this project off the ground, and for a number of reasons, it hasn't been possible, and Eidos and Square Enix haven't wanted to do it, and so I've just had to kind of wait. But I haven't given up on it. I've kept, you know, every sort of couple of years going back to them and saying, what about now? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? And this went on until about 2013, and I teamed up with a chap called David Burns, who's a film producer, and we had the idea to do the album, Tomb Raider Suite, and the live concert, and film a documentary about that whole process. And so we put together a business plan and spoke to Square Enix again about that, and we said, you know, we think this would be a good thing to do to time this up for the 20th anniversary. That was 3 years ago, and they agreed. They thought it was a good idea. So yeah, so then we started talking contracts and all that kind of thing. And finally, you know, we got it all signed, and we started production. There's been so much to do. I mean, you know, writing the music was just a small part of it, but you know, there's been 2 years of planning before that. So you know, a hell of a lot has gone into it, and we've spoken to lots and lots of people, and met some great people along the way, and working with some really good people as well. So yeah, I'm really happy about it, and I'm really excited for 2 weeks on Sunday. I can't believe it's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
You know,
It's near.
I know.
We'll be there.
Waiting 18 years for this day, and yeah, I keep having to pinch myself that it's happening.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
So finally, can you give us extra details about the live concert and the activities happening after?
Yeah. So right. So the concert, the first thing that starts is there's a Q&A, a questions and answers session with me on stage, and that starts at 6:30 in the evening on the 18th of December at the Apollo. So all ticket holders are invited to that. You can come and sit down and ask me some questions about the music, etc. And then at 7:30, the show starts. So I think my Q&A is just for 30 minutes, and then they've got 30 minutes to get everybody in. So then the show starts at 7:30. It's in two halves. After the show, there is a signing session with the fans, so you can queue up and get autographs from myself and Shelley Blonde, who's the original voice actress for Lara Croft, and Megan Marie, who's the senior community manager at Crystal Dynamics. So she's going to be on stage doing the prize draw, and Shelley will be, she's our show presenter. So the three of us will be doing the signing session after the show, and we're trying to organise an after-show party. We've still got to do that, and the clock is ticking.
Okay, so that's all. Thank you, Nathan, for this interview. Just to finish, can you tell to the fans why they shouldn't miss this great event?
Well, you know, this has been a long time coming, and at the moment it is the only show. It's a one-off show, so if you miss it, you will miss it. However, there is a chance that if the London show is a really big success, then ULive, who are the people that are funding the show, if the London show is a success, then there's a chance that ULive will consider a world tour. And that's what we really need to get to happen, you know, because there's so many people around the world that want to see the show but can't make it to London. So my plea, if you like, or my appeal to all the Tomb Raider fans around the world is, if you can't go, just tell as many people as possible, share the posts I'm making on Facebook and Twitter. Just tell as many people as possible so that we can fill that show in London, and then we can take the show on tour, and then everybody will get a chance to see it. That's what we really need to do.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's a great success. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. It's been good to talk to you both.
Okay, nice to meet you, Nathan.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. I'll send you this audio file, shall I?
Okay, yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye for now then. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.